Hey everyone, today is Thursday, January 5th, and I want to talk a little bit about Star Wars The Old Republic. Specifically the Jedi Knights, or the Jedi Order, or what have you. So when I was growing up, the first bit of sci-fi I was ever actually exposed to was Star Wars, but I was too young to remember it. So, the next bit was Star Trek, and that was, baseline sci-fi in my opinion. But then again, everyone's baseline is different. And then I got reintroduced into Star Wars and hit that thing hard. At the same time, it was Babylon 5, and still prefer Babylon 5 to Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Sorry, people. No accounting for taste, huh? And, from then and so forth. So, science fiction has had a big impact on who I am today, how I perceive the world, so on and so forth. So, when I had an opportunity to play a Jedi Knight in Star Wars The Old Republic, I leapt at the chance. I mean, I get to be a Jedi Knight in the age of Jedi Knights. I mean, come on. That's awesome. I mean, I don't remember if I said this or not, but it's, I turn to my mom and I say, Mom, I'm a Jedi Knight. It's, yes, childhood dream, check mark. It's also my approach to being the Jedi Knight. It is, you follow the code, no relationships. It's all well and good for me to get attached to the people in my party, but for my character, not so much. I mean, the attachment is there, but it's because we're fighting together. It's a group thing. So, but with all these things informing me and all my preferences and stuff like that, you carry a lot of this stuff into your daily life. You do the best that you can with what you have and what you know. And even though Yoda said there is no, do or do not, there is no try, the best anybody can do is try. Because that's the succeed or fail point right there. So, So the other day, I told you all this to tell you this. The other day, I was in a diner with a friend having coffee. I wasn't drinking coffee, she was, and I was drinking iced tea. And there was a guy who came in, and he was spouting all kinds of very polarized stuff. And he was an older fellow, so, it's one of those things where you sit there and you listen in on what they're saying, and you go, oh, that's interesting, and really you think the person's a crazy whack job. Now, I was suppressing that immediate reaction there until I left, basically, which was a couple hours later. But, he identified himself as a Christian and then started citing the Old Testament. And that doesn't fly well with me because there's a New Testament. Have you heard the good news? You don't have to live in fear of God anymore. And we don't have to stone people. And we should love the lepers and prostitutes. So, apparently that part didn't, get through to the fella. So he identifies himself as a Christian and fails in almost every respect right in front of me. He denounces other religions. He denounced Islam as a militant cult, which really bothers me. His opinion, not Islam. I'm cool with Islam. We're like this. No, we're not. And God, what else did he say? He refused to call Istanbul by anything other than Constantinople because the Ottomans stole it. And I'm thinking, that fight was fought like 500 years ago. You don't have a say in the matter. But, being nice, I didn't say these things. Respect your elders. And he just kept going on and 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 on. And oh my God. By the time I was done, I was basically, this is what I said to my mom, when I got home that night at like 4:30 in the morning, that guy really went on for a while, was, if I'm ever that kind of a Christian, please shoot me in the face. Because I don't want to live life like that. He was of the opinion that if people aren't going to play nice, then we shouldn't either. And my perspective on that is the Jedi way. Then put your foot down and play by your rules regardless if anybody else is playing by them. Because you are right and they are wrong. Technically. It really depends on the situation. Just be accepting. Don't tolerate people. That's not a good thing anymore. Accept people. That's the way to do it. So I accepted the fact that his opinion would forever be different from mine, and I went along with it, and I tried to engage him a little bit and get more information out, and try and see how far down the rabbit hole this man had fallen. I do not see eye to eye with him, but he is friendly enough. So, I don't appreciate being called a liberal just because I like being nice to people. You know? I don't appreciate being labeled because I would rather hear both sides of the story before making a decision. I don't appreciate that. I really don't. So here's hoping I never encounter that fella again. If I do, though, smile, turn the other cheek, what have you. Play things the Jedi way. And respect my elders. No matter how crazy they can be. You know, I'm only human, after all. But, yeah, that was some crazy stuff the other day. It boggles the mind. Now, I did say something, I don't necessarily regret saying it. You know, it was after I had left, I was talking with my friend, and I said to her, I consider myself fortunate that his way of thinking is dying out. Because when he is gone, who will be left? Hello. So, there's that. I told my dad about his perspectives, about how the Cold War never ended and all sorts of stuff like that. And my dad was like, that kind of thinking is reserved for people from the 50s. We had just gotten out of World War II, and everyone was champing at the bit to get stuff done. And that kind of aggressive perspective on the world, I didn't tell you everything, but his kind of aggressive perspective on the world is what isn't needed anymore. We need acceptance. We need people to sit down and be willing to listen to each other and agree to disagree sometimes. And agree to compromise. Yeah, compromise sucks. Nobody wins. But nobody really loses either. So, come on, people. Middle ground here. Middle ground it. Be nice. Negotiate. Talk. Because, I'm sorry, I do not want to see mushroom clouds on the horizon. I live far too close to DC for comfort. So, it just really bothered me. And it reinforced my own perspective that I don't ever want to be that guy. That guy who stands out in public and spouts bad things. Those were bad things he was saying. I mean, yeah, okay, I get it. You're riled up because Constantinople is now Istanbul. No, it's not worth it. Quit your bitching. Besides, it was called Istanbul long before it became Istanbul, according to Assassin's Creed Revelations, which I have not played yet, but I have seen played, and the locals called it Istanbul, according to that game, before it stopped being Constantinople. Plus, Istanbul's easier to say. And never mind the song. I've gone on far too long about this, so I'm just going to say, be good, and accepting, and smile and nod when people start telling you crap, because it is a pain in the butt to be antagonistic. It's just, you don't pick a fight with these people. Just let them get it out of their system and respectfully disagree. That's the key. Because I like to think we're all good people, but some people are too stupid to realize it. So, until next time.